Okay, I am so excited today. I have built for myself a brand new space for working with building my herbalism practice. So, beforehand, everything was kind of in one space, and all of my other like projects and my life things were getting mixed in with this space. And I also wanted to redo the core learning system itself because it was just way too many tables as I was adding more and more information to it. So I was like, let's start fresh. Let's create a focused space that is just for my herbalism practice. So this video is going to be good for any of you who are learning another craft, and who are also trying to build that craft to a place where you can sell. Because in here I also have an inventory system that is going to allow me to track what I have as well as some pricing information. So let's go ahead and dive in and take a look. For this video, I'll just be doing a walkthrough, and then I have two follow-up videos which will show you step by step on how I built each piece. All right, so here I am at the home page that I've built, and let's go ahead and take a look at the Learning Hub first. So I'm still in the process of moving my things over, but I've been using the system so far now for a couple weeks with these classes, and it's much better than what I had before. So the whole system is one single table, and then what I'm doing is having a common set of properties that go across all the tables, and then I'm going to use filtering and database templates in order to control the different layouts for the things that I'm trying to do here. So a lot more streamlined, a lot more organized. So these are two of the classes that I am taking now. I've got about 4 or 5 altogether, but these are the two main ones. So Commonwealth, I've been taking classes with them for some years, and they just always have all the fantastic stuff, and they teach the way I learn, so it's perfect. With multiple different ways, like they have both the online courses, but they do podcast, they do Q&As, they have a blog, so a whole bunch of different ways for me to get that information in. And then I'm going to be starting just next week with Sacred Vibes Apothecary. I'm so excited. I've been wanting this for a long time, so I got accepted as an apprentice, and it adds the spiritual level on top of the learning of the herbs, and that's something that I really have been kind of desperate to get. And it's also the impetus for me building this new learning hub. It's that it can be just organized, so I can just come in here and do that work. So let me go ahead and start giving you a tour. So as you see here, I've got some assignments that I'm going to be doing this weekend. If you come into this layout for courses, you can see they actually have a book, and so the book is here, and I pull this in using Readwise, which I will go through in the next video, but it just allows me to pull notes that I have from the Kindle version into Notion. Readwise is that connection point between your whatever notes you take from whatever product, and like I said, I use Kindle, into Notion. All right, so then I've got just a link to the source. I've got like course level or learning center level materials here. I can see my assignments, and then I've got the courses. What I love is that they have these pictures for each of the courses in the system, and so I just copy and pasted that into my space, so my space kind of really can reflect their space. If you go into an actual class, then the layout of the class is to have the assignments that are for that class. If I had any remedies, I think this filter is incorrect. This should be remedies. So if I have any remedies, then the remedies will show here. Notes will show here, and actually notes and assignments have the same keywords. So the difference here is that this is not showing the quote unquote not tracked items, where these notes are not tracked for status. Okay. And then what it looks like when I do an assignment. So here I've just, I answered, that's just typical, like here's what I put in the portal, and I actually got a response. So there's the response to what I posted. Something that's a little bit more in depth. So this was like my capstone assignment, and a capstone assignment is kind of like your term paper for the end of the course. So on one side, I wrote what the scenario is that they're wanting us to answer, and on the other side, I just wrote my ideas out. And with this one, I ended up in the end putting it in Google Notes or Google Pages to create the PDF, just because Notion still isn't great with creating PDFs. But I did do one class where I did it all in here and then just exported, which was this herbal medicine making class. When I did the capstone assignment, I just did an export as an HTML, and then I just went in the browser and I deleted these property pieces. So I had my title, and then I had this, and then I exported that HTML to a PDF and submitted that. So it's possible to have the PDF come from here, but it's still not great. Anyway, so then here, so I've got a remedy, and I just write exactly what you would expect, the recipe for the remedy and the directions for use. All right. So then let's take a look at this class. So in this case, again, she's got a book, and actually the book is the assignment. It's the reading assignment for the class. So I've got that here. These are going to be my sources. So there is a link to Google Drive and to the Zoom calls, of course. Then I'll have my assignments, my letters, and then she's already given, as you see, the syllabus for the level 1, which will take us through August. And so I've got my notes all set up, or my classes all set up, ready for me to add my assignments, my notes, and if I come up with any remedies. So I'm pretty excited about this space. I know also with the spiritual aspect being added, there's going to be another, types that I'm adding here that I may find that I also want to have some, consistent layouts for those, where I will use the database templates to do that. All right, so the other place to show off is then the storefront. So what I was having problems with is that when I was looking at different inventory systems that I might engage, they all were just at the product level. So at this level, they didn't actually help me build like what I needed to do in order to get to this final product. And so I was like, I had put in, I was using Excel to do some pricing, and I was like, hey, I think I can do something in Notion that would let me track from the base material I need through making the remedies, through creating those remedies as products. So track all those things as well as do some pricing work. And so that's what the goal of the storefront was. And so you can see here that ultimately I'd like to sell this ADHD formula, which has an angelica root tincture. And so to do that, I need to make angelica tincture as well as Tulsi tincture. But to do that, I need to buy some angelica root because I'm out of stock on that. So this is going to help me keep track of, where everything is. So a quick look at the back office of the system. I have the materials. So this is going to house all of the materials I need in order to create these things. So everything from the plants themselves to like menstruums, so alcohols, beeswax, oils, etc., honeys, etc. The different packaging, like labels versus glass bottles versus pouches. So all that stuff is going to be in this table. The only thing I will touch in this table is the status, and then this is just a temporary space. I'm using bottled because I do have containers where most of my herbs are, but I still need to buy more, and so I just want to track like how many I need to buy so I can go out and order. But otherwise this would not be in the system. But anyway, I just want to track the status. Otherwise I'm going to leave this table untouched. I have this ingredients table which joins together the remedy and the material, and it's a one-way directional to material, so it's not going to write back to the material table, although it does write back to remedies, so I can filter. And you will see how this works when I show you the remedies. I have the products. So this will show me like what products I have in stock, which ones I don't, and then I need to make. And I also have kits. So kits are creating multiple products together, just like it sounds like for a kit for a particular theme. So this is peace and focus. So anybody who struggles with nervous tension and ADHD, this is the kit for them. It will give them the ADHD tincture formula and the tea for their nerves. And then this would be the price that I would sell this for. Okay. So let's take a look at what's happening in remedies. So when I come into remedies, I can create my remedy by first creating the ingredients and then saying how much of that ingredient I'm going to be using, and then that gives me information like the cost, the material I'm using, and etc. In this case, I've kind of made up these numbers. I have to actually go and measure these. I make them by instinct right now. So I have to go out and measure, because if I'm selling it as a product, I do need to know how much it cost. And then finally, when I want to make a product out of this, so I'm making, in this case, let's say I'm making 8 ounces of this, making a 1 ounce and making a 2 ounce, and then applying the label and the packaging. This is how much it's going to cost me. I'm going to create an upcharge for that, and then this would be the product price, and then this is how much I would earn from that. And of course, when I do this upcharge, this is where I actually can, mess with these numbers. So if I say only 3 times, that's the price versus like 8 times, what have you. But I'm going to want to make sure that my product price is within range of what's out in the market. I don't want to be too low and I don't want to be too high. So this kind of gives me the place where I can mess around with that number to get what I think is the right price. And of course, as I've been going through, like each of these things, I've been saying how much each costs. So again, like just a quick look at materials. I can have, here's the source that I'm getting it from, here's the size that I buy from that source, and here's how much it costs per ounce to buy from that source. Now, of course, if I buy in bulk, this price goes down. If I buy on sale or use a discount of some kind, this price goes down. But what I want here is not going to be the price that I get on a discount or a sale. I don't want to ever change that. So I want the base price. If I know that I'm only ever buying this in small bits because I'm still small handcrafting, I'm going to use the small size. But if I get to a point where I'm making a lot of this at a time, I might start buying that in bulk, which will save me money. And either I can put that to bring down my cost, or my price, or I can up my earnings. That's a tension I can play with. But that's kind of how I figure out the sales. So for instance, again, I buy this from Specialty Bottle. This is if I buy just one at a time versus buying a case. A case is going to be cheaper. And then again, like with the labels, buying it from Sticker Mule and buying just 50 labels is this price, where it's going to be cheaper if I buy like 100 or 200 or more. So those are the ways that I can, go ahead and figure out what my pricing is going to be by first figuring out the actual cost I'm spending on materials and then looking at my competition in the market. So I'm really excited to get in and start using this. I haven't, as you see, there's just demo information in here. So I need to go take my laptop into the herb office and then just like start filling this thing out and start pricing my products. So I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to help me so much when I get ready to, my goal is to launch this summer with a pop-up shop, and we'll see where we go. But anyway, if you are doing anything that is related to handcrafting, this is a useful tool. It can be used for, so many different areas. And again, if you want to see how I built these, stay tuned to watch the next 2 videos where I do a step-by-step walkthrough. And otherwise, please subscribe to help support the channel, and take care. Bye.